Hello everyone. Today welcome back to another episode of Style with Niksa. So here we are today to discuss about the role of lighting in our spaces. So I've been waiting to discuss over this topic for a very long time now. So in the interior industry, it's very difficult to come across a very unique designs like yourselves, like Niksa Homes. We customize lighting and we make sure that our clients get whatever they want. So my first question to you, ma'am, is that what inspires you to bring such unique and exceptional lighting pieces to this industry?
Well, I think you have really picked up upon my favorite topic today. And wow, lighting is an illuminated form of art. And art is an amazing inspiration for lighting. I visit multiple art galleries, international shows like the one which is being held right now in Paris, Maison and Object. And these are great, amazing sources of inspiration because that's where we see what artists are doing, what kind of lighting is going on throughout the world. Because lighting is very personal to the weather conditions of a country or the culture or the lifestyle of people. Each person has their own kind of liking of lighting. Like for an example, if you go to Bali, you would see a lot of natural materials being used in their lighting. If you go to Scandinavia, there's a lot of wood-based lighting done there. And if you go to Turkey, Morocco, we see a lot of colorful glass lighting. So lighting relates very strongly to your personal style, the country's culture, weather conditions, or the kind of space or area you're trying to create. That is one. So traveling around the world is one great source of inspiration for me. Another, we are so thankful to today's social media. I think it's an instant ongoing source of information, what people are thinking, how people are thinking, what kind of lighting styles are coming up, what art forms could be converted into lighting, what sculptures could be converted into lighting. You can also, like an artifact that goes on the wall could be converted into lighting. We ourselves at Niksa do a lot of lighting artifacts which looks like a painting when the lights are off, and once it's open you realize, oh, that's a light. And lighting can really change the impact of literally a statue, an artifact. You can play with the shadows, the direction of lighting, even to your drawing rooms and lobbies. A lighting you could use a focused lighting, wall lighting. So it really changes or elevates the sense of the surrounding. Absolutely. I mean, can either of us imagine a space without lighting like in earlier times? Especially in our culture, if we talk about the jharokas, the jali works, the kind of patterns they used to create and lighting they used to bring in. And I think it really affects you mentally also. So lighting has a lot to do with your mood. Yeah, a lit up area instantly, makes you happy and fresh and energized. Whereas if we are going to a club, we prefer more dull lighting where we can relax, soothe, chill. So it definitely, at Niksa, we do a lot of jali work, patterns, playing with the shadows, creating patterns on the floor or the back wall. So that comes a lot from the architecture of our country, a Mughal sort of architecture, or the Turkish architecture. Everywhere, honestly, lighting could be placed everywhere and anywhere. Majorly when we talk about a lobby, center lighting, which is a big chandelier which lights up the whole lobby area, is required. Wall lights also play a great role even in bedroom or your main home entrance. Pendant lights, which is also known as hanging lights, can be placed in your washrooms, in your above your dining table, in your kitchen area. where if you have a little bar, so you can go for bar lamps or bar hanging lights, which are called. Again, if there is a little corner which is dark, which is little less naturally lit, we can go for floor lamps, or we can place a little table and then go for a table lamp to give that elevated look. So pretty much I think every area of your room, of your house, from your outside sitting area, where now we have these lovely solar lights which goes inside the soil, so you can place them around the garden. You can throw around some fairy lights or lanterns which are battery operated, and just create a party scene whenever you like, in your balcony or in your sitting area. I think everywhere and anywhere, just a quick change of mood if you need, their lighting plays a great role. Of course, it is a beauty element. We all agree it's to beautify and make a place look more artistic. But the lights have a lot of functional role as well, especially the wall lights. If I talk about a bedroom, if the wall light is going right above your bed, then it should be facing up, not right on your eyes. And if it's going on the sides of the bed, then it should be focused down, or rather focused down and up both, depending on how well lit your room is, because that's the area which you need that light to focus when you're doing something on your side table. Let's talk about an entrance of a house. So if you're placing the wall lamps on the either side of the entrance, you should make sure that the light coming out of the lamp is focused upwards and downwards both, or it should be very equally distributed as well as possible. See, mostly chandeliers are the hero pieces of the houses, the restaurants, and I think what really matters is the scale. So one needs to be really careful while scaling these chandeliers. It should definitely be a center of attraction or a hero piece, but at the same time it should not be an overkill, and it should not be interrupting with your rather routine or your space or your surrounding. Because sometimes if it is too huge, it can interrupt with the interiors or decor of your area. So that is a very, very important factor while choosing a chandelier. You can go for a chandelier or for a cluster of lights, 6-7 lights put together in a cluster, which looks great, which goes very well with the boho light. But then you always have to check the height and space it's taking. Let's say you have such a cluster above your dining table. Of course, it should be a good height and it should be stand out in that area, but it should not be interrupting with your meals, or when you're sitting, you should not feel it's right over or above your head. Funny enough, whenever I think of table lamps, my first thought is of my study desk. I think I'm somebody who's really fond of reading books. So whenever somebody talks about table lamp, I think that's the first kind of lamp that comes to my mind. And the table lamp which have shades, or rather the ones we do at Niksa, the very vintage ones, they look great, while you're reading, and they give that very authentic vibe to your little reading space or your library. And another place where table lamps go great are your bedsides. If your bedside is planned in a very well manner, then you can always place a table lamp and do some bedside reading or whatever, pampering, whatever you enjoy as well. And in your puja room or in your lobby, just to add some extra light or give that extra effect to your drawing rooms and lobby area, you can always place a table lamp. Of course, I do understand the idea of continuity, but again, it is very specific to a person's personality. So if you're somebody who likes a little bit of playfulness and variations, then you can always go for different sort of lighting of different height in your spaces, in your surroundings. But if you're somebody who prefers a really subtle and continued sort of setup in your house or your room, then I would say it's very important to keep in mind that there should be only one statement light in your room, and it should not be in contrast with the other lightings which you have in your room. So you should be focused, or you should choose that one focus area, one focus point where you would like your hero or your highlight piece to go. Today it's very easy to achieve that mystic, romantic kind of vibe. We have option of diffusers. You might ask, ma'am, what is a diffuser? Like if we go for table lamps or side lamps which have shades, or rather hanging lamps which have shades. Shades is a great way to diffuse out light. You can go for any sort of material depending on the kind of diffusion you want to achieve. You could go for something like cotton or linen used in your shape. Or if you want a less diffused light, you can go for much denser fabrics which are used in your shades. So that is one way to achieve it. Another way is I heavily recommend use of dimmers in your lighting for your drawing room, lobby or your bedroom. I think it is really helpful and easy, quick solution to achieve different type of moods in an area. And whenever you are choosing a chandelier or a shade or a table lamp or a corner lamp, you can also decide the kind of bulb or the kind of light that's going inside. So I would recommend more of warm white or yellow or warm yellow when you're choosing the light that goes inside. Yeah, definitely colors play a great role. Colors is one of the best way to achieve the kind of look you want. And if you even have a very simple white or grey sofa in your space, you can always throw in some beige or blue cushions or a little throw on the side to bring out that kind of element. See, first of all, I mean, that's where you need somebody like a lighting consultant, where they kind of give you the concept of your entire space or the kind of lighting you should go for. But definitely वो हर किसी के लिए हर time possible नहीं हो सकता है. तो we need to understand that lighting is really impacted by its surrounding. If let's say you get a light which is a pendant lamp and you place it against a very overpowering statue or an artifact, then it becomes more of a highlight sort of a light which is there just to give importance to the artifact. आपका hero piece change हो जाता है. So you need to understand what are you placing around your lighting. And again, lighting is very specific to your personality. Some people like really sleek, modern designs, and there are people who like really traditional, chunky, or heavy sort of lighting. You have to also see कि हमें light अच्छी लगे, हम घर ले आए, लेकिन हम उसे लगा कहाँ सकते हैं. It might not go well in one area, but it might brilliantly go in another area. So that is another thing one needs to focus on.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed talking about one of my most favorite and close to the heart topic today. And I think it's time we wrap it up with this amazing tip, which is you can always use a combination of light, or you rather must always use a combination of light to bring out the actual impact of your area. So don't worry, go get those table lamps, wall lamps, floor lamps, and make your space lit up